Hello my loves, welcome back. Today we've got a yoga stretch for the hips and the lower back. So if you're dealing with some hip, lower back or SI issues, then this is the class for you. We're going to start on our backs. So find a nice comfortable position that can either be with the legs extended, the knees bent, whatever works for you. Let's take a few breaths, settle into the space. Notice the connection that your lower back and your pelvis have to the floor. Notice if one side feels heavier, more grounded. And take that information then, store that away and draw the knees up and place the feet onto the floor. And start to take a little bit of arch and flatten. So as you inhale, the belly will rise and you'll feel a little space occur between the lower back and the floor. As you exhale, the lower back will pull down and you'll feel contact at the lower back and the floor. Inhale, create that little window. Exhale and release. And as you do a couple more, just notice if one side of the lower back has more of a connection to the floor than the other. Does one side behave differently to the other? Next time that you pass through center, take a pause. Separate the feet a little bit wider and then let the knees sway from side to side, moving from right to left. As you let the knees come back through center, take a pause. Bring the feet back in, comfortable position apart. So imagine here that you've got two strings, one on each side of the pelvis, and they come up towards the ceiling where there's a puppet master pulling on those strings. I want you to think about that right string being pulled up and the right side of the pelvis lifting. Left side will stay connected, the right side will come back down and release. Left side then will lift up and release, and just pull alternately on each string. One side of the pelvis lifting at a time here. And the knees staying somewhat in center and just moving from your pelvis, moving from your spine, moving from this center here, the center of your body. Go nice and slow and make it small movement so that you can notice the movement. It's almost like a massage for the back of the pelvis, into the sacrum, into each half of your pelvis. Next time that the left string pulls the left side of the pelvis up, that will be your last time. And release back down, take a pause. Bring the right knee in towards the chest. Take the right ankle across that left knee and open that right leg away from you here, any amount. Now you can stay here, or you can take a little rock from side to side again here. One side of the pelvis lifting at a time, but allowing the legs to move from side to side. Make it small. It's not a big move, make it small. Find center. As you find center, you can again remain here, or can you draw the left knee in and maybe take the hands around that left thigh, kind of bringing this bundle of legs in towards the torso. Feeling the lower back connected to the floor. Take another breath. Releasing that foot back down. Releasing the right foot from the left knee, placing it back down to the floor. Take a breath. Bring the left knee in towards the chest. Take that left ankle across the right knee. Left knee opens away from you. And again, take the little rock of the pelvis if it feels comfortable from side to side. If it's not comfortable, then don't do it. Go small, go slow. Come back into center. Draw the right knee in towards the chest, and then maybe take a hold of the right thigh. And release that right foot back to the floor. Release the left foot back to the floor. And again, just take a little windshield wiper from side to side. Come into center, draw the knees in. Roll to one side and push yourself up. Come up and over onto the hands and the knees. And give yourself a little bit of cushion for the knees. And take a little bit of cat and cow here. Inhale, the navel descends. Exhale, pull the navel to the spine, tuck in the chin. Next time then that you exhale, I want you to draw the navel to the spine and sit the hips back into child's pose. Maybe the forehead rests on the floor, arms either reaching forward or back, whatever feels right for you. Reaching the arms forward, come back up to the hands and the knees. And this time I want you to think about the knees and their relationship to one another. Just bring the right knee forward, maybe a couple of inches. And take again a little bit of cat and cow. As you exhale your next breath, draw the navel up towards the spine and sit 50% back into child's pose. Notice that you're perhaps feeling more length on one side of the back body than the other. Keep pulling the navel to the spine. Keep rounding up as much as you can. Take one more breath. Rise back up. Resettle the knees and then switch it so that it's the other way. The left knee is a little bit forward. Again, it's only a couple of inches. Don't go super far. Take again your little bit of cat and cow. As you exhale your next breath, draw the navel to the spine, pull the lower back up and sit back halfway towards your child's pose. Pulling the navel up. Take one more breath. Rise back up. Settle back onto regular all fours and take a little bit of cat and cow. Find center. Sweep the legs around and come into seated. Have the legs come in front and the hands come behind. And just let the knees sway from side to side. As the knees come through center, take a pause. Rise up and come into Sukhasana. Let's come into our seated pose here. As you find your seated pose, wherever it ends up being here, maybe you're sitting on a cushion, a bolster, or a blanket. Let the arms come to rest down by the sides, fingertips connected to the floor. Lift the crown of the head up and away. Take that left arm, rise up, reach up, reach and lengthen that left arm up all the way from the left sit bone, all the way up the shoulder and all the way up and over and out through the fingertips. And as you find that and the right fingertips are connected to the floor, squeeze the right shoulder and the right hip towards each other, but keep reaching the left fingers up. Keep reaching away from that left hip. Maybe the right hand reaches out to the right side. Keep reaching and squeezing through that right side, lengthening through the left. Can the left shoulder come towards that right knee? Can the left hand come towards the floor on that right side? As you're in this little bit of rotation, keep the left side of the pelvis anchored to the floor. Pushing that left hip down, reaching the left shoulder towards the right side. Walk the hands back into center. Rise back up. Settle back into seated. Let the left hand come to the left side. Let the right arm rise up. Push the right hip down. Lift the right arm up. Lengthen all the way out and up through that right side. Squeeze the left hip and the left shoulder towards each other. Keep reaching through the right. Maybe the left hand reaches towards the left. Squeezing the left side, lengthening the right. And then can you rotate that right shoulder towards the left knee? Keep that right hip anchored to the floor. Maybe the right hand rests down. Walk the hands around. Rise back up. Find your comfortable seated position. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Deep inhale. Exhale. One more big deep inhale. And a loud exhale. Resting here. Body, mind, heart and breath. Balanced as one. Namaste.